All right, it's 10:15. That means it's time to see what's making headlines in Hollywood and beyond.
TMZ's Charles Lataboudier joins us now live. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I guess better than Kate Middleton, you would say?
Well, I'm feeling a little bit better now that we've seen a spotting of her, at least, or so they say.
Yeah, and I believe it's her, Charles. What do you believe?
It's her?
Yeah, I do.
I have gone back and forth 3 different times. I've looked at this video so often, and yeah, my gut was it was her. But then I started looking at some of the comments and things that people are posting about why they don't think it's her, and they have some points about her height, her height compared to William, where her eye line is when she's looking at him normally, some things about her chin. There are a lot of different details that people have picked out, even in the way this woman walks. Now I'm not, before I would say I was 95%. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's her. And it certainly looks like William. But even the William, some people are picking apart that maybe it's not him. There's endless mystery behind this thing. And the bigger question is, if it's not her, then again, we're left with where is Kate and what is going on with her? So, and why would the palace be involved, if they are, in another sort of hoax to make us think that Kate is okay? Because there was the Mother's Day photo was such a blunder. Why would they do it again?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Which is what made me think at first it was her, because there's no way they'd do that again. They got caught the first time, they wouldn't do it again.
I feel like every woman in London and in England are lining up to be a Kate Middleton stunt double or something like that.
Hand model, everything. I mean, what do you think needs to happen at this point, Charles? I mean, do they need to hold a news conference? What's needed?
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's sort of like, we need proof of life. I mean, that's what people have been saying for weeks is, why doesn't Kate just do, you know, a video? Doesn't have to be alive, but if there were a video like at the palace of her saying, I'm okay, I'm in recovery, thank you for your concern, or, you know, I don't want to say holding up a newspaper so we know the date, but I have heard people say that they just want some proof that she is okay.
Yeah.
And but I think the point is the palace doesn't feel like they have to do that. And I've heard this from a lot of, over the years, royal watchers, royal experts say that, you know, the palace really feels they're above all of that. And they don't have to bow to public pressure. They do something when they feel like it's necessary. And obviously, up to this point, they do not feel like it's necessary.
I think a lot of people have also pointed out just how rail thin she looks in this video, which, you know, we could go into all of that as well, but we want to get into our next topic, which is Richard Simmons. He tweeted on social media yesterday on X saying that he was not dying, kind of gave this roundabout, it kind of threw people off. A lot of people were kind of concerned because they were like, is this an obituary from somebody else that is posting this here?
Yeah, I mean, I love Richard Simmons, and we've obviously, you know, done a documentary on him. We've covered him over the years and his disappearance. But I think he's fooling himself if he thought people weren't going to think that original post was him saying he was dying. I mean, he said, I have some sad news. I'm dying. I know he went on to say, look, the truth is we're all dying. But considering, you know, how he disappeared and the mystery around him, for him to come out and post that, of course people were going to think he was dying. Well, he did clear things up, and he said, look, I just meant we're all dying, and we all need to make sure that we are, you know, making the most out of every day. He said that people obviously saw all the comments on social media, and yes, the media, and ourselves included, we're all reaching out to him to say, are you okay? He is fine. He really just meant it in a larger metaphorical sense that we're all dying, which is true. But come on, Richard.
Yeah, things get misconstrued all the time online. You got to be extra careful. Answer me this, though. Will Bruno Mars have to sell his 24-karat magic in order to get out of debt? Because I'm concerned.
The MGM says no. This has been a story that got a lot of headlines this week, but has been rumored for some time that while doing his residency in Vegas, he had a gambling problem, and they kept giving him lines of credit and that he was now $50 million in debt. And basically, he would just have to continue working there at the MGM for years in order to pay off this debt. The MGM tells us that is not the case. They are absolutely, they said they have a great relationship with him. He is not $50 million in debt. And that, you know, the whole story is just a rumor, according to MGM. I know what everyone is going to think, that of course the MGM would say that because they just want to have Bruno Mars working there forever. I don't think that's the case. And the story didn't make sense to me that he would have $50 million in debt. It just was too large a number. And, but the MGM says all good.
All right, well, now I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
He puts on one show, he'll make it all up.
There you go.
If that is the case,
Well,
there's
I
any
don't know
truth
about
to
one
it.
show.
I'm a huge Bruno Mars fan. What can I say? I'm a fan of yours too, Charles. Thank you so much for catching
Marissa
us
Jackman.
up.
Take care.
You too. And just a reminder, you can catch Charles and the entire TMZ team weeknights at 7:30 after Like It or Not right here on Fox 5.